Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRD. And Brian Winnekins from World Dairy Expo. Thank you to our expo sponsors, including Wisconsin Soybean Marketing Board, Wisconsin Corn Growers Association, Olson Farm Services, Synergy Co-op, UtterTech, Osteoplastics, Compeer Financial, and AMPI. And I'm at the AMPI booth, and I'm with Sarah Schmitt. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things happening with AMPI. And Sarah, well, thanks for joining us. Well, it's been a challenging year for the dairy industry, but I think we see the light at the end of the tunnel here, maybe?
We need to knock on some wood because we are really enjoying a much improved situation. Just 1 year ago, we were in really negative territory in the dairy industry with low cheese markets, an abundance of milk production, and then another outside factor in our global marketplace. This year, much improved. We're seeing improvement in the cheese markets. Dairy farmers are seeing improved milk prices, and that's really important for the long-term health of America's dairy farmers.
I know that one of the big things with the co-op has been the Dinner Bell Creamery. That's really kind of taken off, hasn't it?
Yes, it's been a really neat project to work on, Brian. It was launched in 2019 with the co-op's 50th anniversary because we recognize consumers want to know the story behind how their dairy products are produced. We're a farmer-owned co-op. We produce our cheese and butter here in the upper Midwest. We've got this great story. Let's tell it through a brand. And so it was launched in 2019. We are now in more than 500 grocery stores. I'm excited to say we are joining more Wisconsin grocery stores with the addition of the Waukesha, Wisconsin Distribution Center through the AWG Grocery Network. So look for Dinner Bell, butter and cheese at your local grocery stores, and you're supporting local dairy farm families who sell their milk to AMPI.
That's the biggest benefit of this here is you're kind of taking out the middleman with this and moving this product yourself.
Exactly. So the cheese is made in Blair, Wisconsin or Jim Falls, Wisconsin in a large block form. We also have cheese plants in Paynesville, Minnesota and Northwest Iowa, Sanborn. That cheese is then sent to our Portage, Wisconsin plant where it is packaged either as shredded cheese or as pasteurized, processed, sliced American cheese. The key to a grilled cheese sandwich is American cheese made at AMPI. Our butter is made in New Ulm, Minnesota, the south central part of the state. And all of the milk going into those plants is from our member owners. They own the co-op. Our cheese makers, our butter makers are just exceptional at what they do. And now we can talk more proudly and boldly about it through this Dinner Bell Creamery brand.
Talking with Sarah Schmitt with AMPI here at World Dairy Expo. So with the farmers that are coming over to the booth, what are some of the issues they're talking with you guys about?
Well, definitely dairy farmers want to understand how long these market prices are going to last. And what we're seeing, the global market dynamics, the demand at both retail and the food service level, it feels really solid for cheese for the next several months. So I'm very encouraged by that. The orders have been strong. In fact, we saw retail sales of cheese year to date through July 14th we're up 2.6%. Cheese has long enjoyed great growth numbers from year to year, but to be up 2.6%, it tells us Americans and global customers are craving U.S. cheese.
And that is really some good news. It's also the holidays, and so that, we love to export cheese, but that butter for baking, because we've seen butter prices been going through the roof. That sounds to me like there's a lot of retail demand, at least coming or is already here.
Butter demand is definitely strong, and most of the highest percentage sales season of butter is in the fourth quarter. Interestingly, for whatever reason this year, butter prices are softening. So I think consumers are going to see some relief when they go to the grocery store and purchasing the butter. Last year, those prices just skyrocketed. And what we found now is we're in a position where I think people have better prepared for the busy fourth quarter butter buying season. We don't have as much of a strong pull coming in, but these markets, they can do interesting things. We are experiencing increased demand just from global customers. The European Union has the blue tongue virus that's impacting milk production. And when it impacts milk production, that's less milk available for cheese and butter. So good global demand for products, but also navigating through these health situations.
Have any of the farmer members come up and wanted to talk about the 8,000-pound gorilla in the room, Federal Milk Market Order.
Good job for pronouncing. Yeah, the federal milk marketing order, we're in a really unique place in the dairy industry where we're going through a once in a generation opportunity to change how milk is priced in this country. It's a really big deal for dairy farmers. We're getting ever so closer to an end game. It began with the hearing that started last summer. We now have the recommended decision from the USDA. It does include things that we were looking for our dairy farmers. Our dairy farmers own manufacturing plants. They've invested in the infrastructure needed to market their milk. And there's a key part of the milk price formula that takes into account the manufacturing allowance. Hasn't been updated in over a decade. It needs to be updated. There's some other things that we are hopeful to see through federal milk marketing orders. Bottom line, they need to be modernized. It's been too long, and we needed to see change. I'm happy that we're going to see change here coming in the next few months.
That is Sarah Schmitt with AMPI. They're here at World Dairy Expo. I'm Brian Winnikins for WRDN.